Hello, hi guys, it's Inam Ghafoor here with the mighty Samsung Galaxy S5 along the left hand side and the HTC One M8 along the right hand side. We're shooting in full HD, so that's 1920 by 1080 screen resolution, and we're here in Shropshire in the UK on an abnormally sunny day. Now do check out the speaker icons on the screens, as we're going to be switching audio from both handsets to get a feel for the microphones on both devices. And what we're also going to do here is just pan down to this fence post here and see how good or bad both devices autofocus in. Now it looks like the S5 is having a good little go here, so I'll just move around a little bit and that's already focused in, whereas the HTC M8 still having a good thing. So I'm just going to tap the screen. See, there we go. That brings it into nicely focused detail there. I'm just going to tap the S5 and that was already focused in, so it hasn't improved it all that much, but it just gives you a feel for the auto-focusing capabilities of both handsets. Switching on HDR mode on both devices now, so you can get a feel for the difference that it makes. And certainly the HTC One M8, very bright yellows there indeed. The only problem with ultra pixels on a camera is on a very sunny day, more pixels let in a lot of light anyway, and ultra pixels, as you can imagine, let in even more light, so you have to kind of play around with the exposure levels on the M8 here. But again, pan down and still we're auto-focusing in. See how well or bad both devices, and you can see the S5's already auto-focused in, whereas the M8 is still blurry. So we'll just tap on the screen there, see if it helps. There we go. You can see the detail there on the fence post. Moving along to still images now, and we all know each device has its pros and cons. So if you check out the side of the building and towards the sky on the M8, you can see those ultra pixels allowing more light to be captured in the image, whereas the S5's colors seem to be a little bit more vibrant. However, the 16 megapixel shooter on the S5 comes into its own when you need to zoom in or crop an image, because the detailing on the M8 simply isn't there on its equivalent 4 megapixel shooter. As you can see here, you can clearly read what's on the board on the S5, but not on the M8's image. Fairly low light conditions here, as you can barely read the sign overhead. The buildings in the background look pretty dark, although the overhead sky does look pretty natural. The M8 Ultra Pixels does a better job at enlightening the entire image, because you can now read the overhead sign, you can now see the brickwork in the buildings behind, but it does overexpose the light coming from the sky. As we've seen, the colours are pretty vibrant coming from the 16 megapixel shooter at the S5. Adding HDR mode into the mix, and it does what you'd expect it to do. It dumbs down those colours ever so slightly while adding in light where it's needed. In comparison, the ultra pixels of the M8 noticeably overexpose their image and wash out the colours. As we mentioned earlier, the ultra pixels do a really good job of what they are designed to do, which is allow more light to be captured. However, on a sunny day or a day where you've got mixed conditions, and while we've been using HDR mode here as well, they just seem to overexpose the image more than what's actually required, and there doesn't seem to be a middle ground. So the S5 does perform better in this area, and it makes you wonder, why hasn't HTC learned from the mistakes of the M7 and gone back to megapixels, or at the very least increase the pixel count? So there we go guys, that was a rear facing camera comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S5 and the HTC One M8. As ever, any comments or questions you guys have got, hit them up in the comment section down below there. Give us a thumbs up if you liked this video and you like what you saw, and if you found it informative, then please do give us a like, and if you haven't yet done so, hit subscribe. It's just down there, it doesn't cost you a single penny, and you can also check out some of our forthcoming videos. Thanks for watching, have a wicked day, and we'll see you next time.